Here is one of my photos. It's a big one. It is very robust, very green, and look at this beautiful uh, steak or stock that I have in here, and those really beautiful flower leaves with different. It's not really a variegation. This is a golden pothos, so this is not a variegation. It's just the natural color of it. And what is really wonderful about this plant is this is a plant that you have to be very much talented to kill it. It is a very strong plant. You can put it in the bathroom and with water in a container, in a vase of water, and still it will survive. Actually, I have one in my comfort room for more than a half year now, and it's growing up. Oh, actually, I have it here. This is the one that has been there in my comfort room for half year now. It started with these big leaves actually, but because of the problem of the lighting, so it just gave in the long run smaller leaves. So if you would compare that small leaf to this big leaf in here, that is the big leaf in there, and you have here the small leaf. So that's the difference, but still it's the same beautiful cascading plant, which really adds beauty or just freshness into your bathroom. And as you see, it's just with a simple glass and water, and that's how it is. And another thing that I made is this, another water propagation project. Actually, I should have been propagating these leaves, but if you look at it, it just came out to be a very beautiful table plant. This is my kitchen table. So if you just look at it this way, then you would appreciate the beauty of it when it is seated in the center of your table. And another thing that I have is this small, it is actually a small pothos. You would say that it's small, but it's a kind of, I think, a 40 centimeters high. And this is a very small pot. You see, it is a small pot. And because I have enough leaves in it, it just looks so robust. And with that stick that I found in the garden, I just stuck it there, and this is how it looks like. So that is pothos, and this thing would cost you not less than 50 shekels without the base of it, just the plant, if you would buy that. So these things, what I'm showing you, I didn't really buy, I just propagate them by myself. And another one of this kind of plant that I have propagated is this plant. See, it is the pot is bigger than this one, and it has more plants. As you can see, it is more robust, but the difference, I don't know actually, maybe but this really looks like something different, and I think it's more beautiful. Maybe because it's not so much crowded, and so the plant or the leaves could be seen one by one, and every leaf has its uniqueness. On the other hand, this one is really robust. But I think in the long run, because I have cut this upper part of it in here, and so they are now starting to cascade and go down, maybe it will have more luscious green leaves, so, and maybe smaller, and it will just be dropping, like going down in here, so it will be beautiful. Where do I put this plant? I put it in my room, in my bedroom actually, near the dressing table with a mirror, because when you put anything in front of a mirror, it doubles the thing. If you get what I mean, you have the real thing and the image in the mirror, and that would be like you have two plants at the same time. So it makes the room green and really fresh. An example of this is this one, for example. If you will see, I put it near the mirror. So I have that part, which is the real plant, in the left side, and the mirrored plant in the right side. And the thing is, in the left side, when you look at it, you will be seeing really the front part of it. And in the right side, what you will be seeing is the other side of the plant, which is not any less beautiful than the other one. So what I'm trying to say is, decorating with a plant is really wonderful. And if you have problem with plants and you would say that you're somebody who doesn't have the touch of plant, I would say that it's not actually you being not having the touch. It's just not really knowing what to do with it. But if that's the case, the plant that you have to have are the pothos, because as you can see, they are difficult to kill. If you see, for example, that you have managed to make this rot, how do you make plant rots? This plant doesn't need too much light. Oh, this is really beautiful. I'll leave over here, and I just want to show you. So what we were saying is, this plant is real difficult to kill. So the problem with plants that rots is not lacking in love, but over-loving it. What is over-loving it? Over-watering it. So when you water these plants, you have to wait. You have to stick your finger into the soil and check if it's wet. You feel it. It's wet, then don't water. It's dry, you water. But if you are not so sure when to water it, when it's dry and when it's wet, just let your plant stay for a week with no watering. It's safer for it to be dry than to be wet. So when you water the plant earlier than what it has to be, then you will rot the plant. Another thing that could cause the rot is when you water the plant and you have on its base to prevent the water from overflowing to your furnitures and destroying your furnitures, you have to remove the water the moment, and you don't want your plant to be sitting in this water. Not at all. Never. Because you just imagine you sleeping, eating, and drinking all the time with the water on your feet. That couldn't be any healthy for nobody, not even to the plant. And so when would you know then when to water it? So if you choose, and you are not really sure, and you choose not to water it, you will see this plant is really a very, how do I call it, not soft. The leaf is not soft, it's quite hard. If you touch it, it's not really hard, but when you see that the plant is wilting, well, how does wilting looks like? Let me see. I am very sorry. I have no plant that is wilting. Maybe because I don't. It just don't happen that they wilt, because every now and then, once in a week, I check the soil with my finger. If it's dry, then I just. And how do you know that it's dry? Sometimes, if you could pick or peep in here, for example, this plant, you see. This is the quite dry plant, because you see it is white. The top of it is starting to be white or gray, and if you just does like that, and it's really is, you feel it's really dry. So this is another example of the plant, and you would make the difference of the color of the plant. This is wet. This is black. See, that is black. And here's another one. Wow. We cannot see it. The plant is very dense. But we will find a way. Anyway, you don't see it because it really is black. You see, the soil is dark black, because it's really a wet plant. So this is very dry. This could stand for another week without putting water to it. Nothing will happen to it. The worst thing is you will see it wilting, and when you see it wilting, you just put a lot of water to it. You don't make it to stand on water, or you can soak it actually for like 5 minutes. But after that, you have to remove it, let it drain, and then you don't let it sit and it splatter and be wet for a long time. You let it drain, and then you put it back to the furniture where it has to be. This is a medium wetness of the soil. It's not that really wet. It's really having a very nice moisture. I don't water this plant, not at all. So I will wait for 2 weeks until the earliest time that I could water a plant is this situation. And yet still, if I would neglect it, nothing will happen. So these are our pothos plants. And I really wish you to, and because it's winter now and we are in the house most of the time, so I really wish you like having the time to plant and enjoy your plants inside your house. But don't forget, don't overwater your plants, because if you do, then there's no way of resuscitating them. Overwatering is drowning. No one survives drowning, even the plants. And then, if ever you would see that your plant is really rotting, and you will have the tips that's remaining, the thing is, you can just, from here, for example, you can just cut it from here, and you have the long stalk, you pop it into water, and it will root. And when it's rooted, then you can put it into the medium or in the soil. So good luck, and have a nice winter. Stay safe and stay healthy.